Jim Morrison died July 3rd, 1971.
Frozen moment by a lake, a knife has been stolen, the death of the snake. I know the impossible sea when the dogs bark. I am a death bird, naughty night bird.
For the first time ever, exclusive, unreleased, Jim Morrison material.
Hi, I'm Frank Luciandro. I want to tell you about 3 Hours for Magic, a radio special which presents a revealing portrait of a friend of mine, Jim Morrison. In 3 Hours for Magic, we'll share with you a Jim Morrison you've never met before. But if you listen to these words, to his songs and his poems, maybe you'll meet someone you'll never forget.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison. 3 Hours for Magic.
Adolf Hitler is still alive.
For the first time ever, exclusive, unreleased, Jim Morrison material.
Yeah! Come out from behind that false mustache, Adolf. I know you're in there. Ha 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 ha.
Former Doors manager, Bill Siddons.
Jim was in the bedroom in a casket that was, closed. It was I remember it so vividly. It was a beautiful white oak casket. I mean, I remember admiring the craftsmanship of it with big brass bolts that screwed it closed and that stuff. And it literally never occurred to me to open the casket.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison. 3 Hours for Magic.
Bird of prey, flying high in the summer sky.
For the first time ever, exclusive, unreleased, Jim Morrison material.
Flying high, gently pass on by.
Keyboardist Ray Manzarek offers an explanation for the roots of Jim's demise.
He got busted in Miami, man. Pulling out his ding-dong. Right. Hey, that helped kill him, man. That whole Miami thing helped kill Jim Morrison, killed his spirit. And when his spirit started to die, his body was not far behind.
Take the highway to the end.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison. 3 Hours for Magic.
When Radio Dark Night existed and assumed control,
for the first time ever, exclusive, unreleased, Jim Morrison material.
Stroked with fear.
One of the more disputed aspects of the Doors is their alleged breakup following the L.A. Woman album. However, the seeds of Jim's departure were planted much earlier with the Doors' biggest hit, Light My Fire, as former Doors manager Bill Siddons explains.
Jim had, at that point in time, decided to disappear, which for me was the first time he disappeared. Became completely incommunicado, was gone for, I don't remember now, but 2 to 4 days. No one had any idea where he was, what happened to him. And all of a sudden this thing was, here it is. Buick is offering you, I can't remember, but it was many thousands of dollars.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison. 3 Hours for Magic.
Who are our friends?
For the first time ever, exclusive, unreleased, Jim Morrison material.
Do they have great desire, or are they one of the multitude who walk doubting their impossible regret?
One of the more disputed aspects of the Doors is their alleged breakup following the L.A. Woman album. Doors guitarist Robbie Krieger telling the group's version of the story.
We never really broke up. I mean, when Jim went to Paris, he, it was understood that it was going to be a long vacation for everybody, but there was no talk of breaking up the Doors.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison, 3 hours for Magic.
This is it, can't you see that we all have our ends in the band? Da-da-da.
For the first time ever, exclusive, unreleased, Jim Morrison material. Frank Lisiandro.
Jim and Ray both have the same story, that on the beach that day in Venice, they both recognized that they had a potential to be a band.
Ray Manzarek.
I said, you write like this. I thought to myself, you write like this, man. And you look like that. I said to him, Jim, you're going to be a star, man. He said, oh, Ray, come on. Maybe we got to get a singer. I said, no way, man. We ain't getting no singer. He said, I don't sing. I said, you'll sing, man. You got it. Your voice is fine. And you just sang for me right here. Well, you can sing, man. It's your songs. It's your words. You're the star, man. I said, what are we going to call the band? He said, The Doors. And I said, whoa, heavy, heavy.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison, 3 hours for Magic.
Who are our friends?
For the first time ever,
Are they
exclusive,
sullen
unreleased,
and slow?
Jim Morrison
Do they
material.
have great desire, or are they one of the multitude who...
Jim's former roommate and drinking buddy, Babe Hill, in his first public interview, tells his side of the story.
All I said was that when the guy got drunk, he was out of control a lot of the times, and he wasn't
And you said he was a complete
an
asshole.
attractive
Nobody argues
character.
with that.
Nobody argues with that, and nobody argues with the fact that when
Well, we
you
got
are
a lot of
drunk-
argument when I first brought it up.
You ain't the argumentative type, are you?
I never argue about anything. I do not.
Setting the record straight, Jim
The
Morrison,
time I met him,
3 hours for Magic.
When you're strange, when you're strange.
Jim Morrison, 3 hours for Magic. Doors guitarist Robbie Krieger.
People Are Strange. There's an interesting story about how that one was written. It's like one day, like Jim was, he was real down in the dumps, man. I mean, he was on one of his depression trips where he was gonna die, And so we spent all night talking him out of killing himself and stuff, like we did many times. And finally in the morning he said, well, I'm gonna take a walk up to the top of the hill. And he came back and he was in the best mood I've ever seen. Man, I've just seen the light. He says, it was so beautiful up there and everything. And I just wrote a song on the way back down the hill, And it's because, here's the words.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison, 3 hours for Magic. For the first time ever, exclusive, unreleased, Jim Morrison material.
Well, I used to know someone fair. She had orange ribbons in her hair.
Frank Lisiandro.
Pamela knew Jim from the days at the Whiskey, from the days when the Doors first started playing at the Whiskey. Now, that was a long time. She was there on the day he died, and I think she was really wanting to make a new life for Jim in Paris. She convinced him to leave after making the LA Woman album to seek out a place of refuge, seek out a place where he could write, get his thoughts together.
Set was ragged.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison, 3 hours for Magic. Jim Morrison, 3 hours for magic. American Prayer producer, John Haney.
A number of weeks after that, Jim called me and told me he was going to Paris because he didn't feel that he, in reviewing the tapes that we had recorded, he felt that he had to do work on his reading voice. More importantly, he felt that he had to clarify his poetic thoughts. He had to organize his words, organize his ideas. And he felt Paris was a place to do it. He didn't feel that he could accomplish it in Los Angeles. And that was it. And he went to Paris. And, everybody pretty much has a different story as to what happened after that point.
Setting the record straight, Jim Morrison. 3 hours for magic.